Across the globe, from the scorching sands of vast deserts to the dense, dripping canopies of tropical rainforests, an extraordinary group of reptiles thrives. These are the lizards, ancient members of the order Squamata. With more than 6,000 species, their tail is one of remarkable adaptability and survival. Over countless generations, lizards have evolved to master an incredible range of environments, each species a living testament to nature's boundless creativity. In this journey, we'll uncover the most prominent and fascinating branches of their family tree, powerful examples of evolution in action, and the enduring resilience of life. Let's take a closer look at the main types of lizards, along with some of their most iconic representatives. Geckos, the gravity-defying lizards. From rainforest walls to living room ceilings, geckos have mastered a skill that seems almost magical, walking upside down. Found in warm climates around the world, these little reptiles have evolved some of the most mind-blowing biological tricks in the animal kingdom. Built for climbing. What makes geckos special isn't sticky goo or tiny suction cups, it's microscopic engineering. Their toes are covered in thin, ridged pads called lamellae. Each pad holds millions of tiny hairs, or setae. Those hairs split into hundreds of spatulae, so small they can grip surfaces at the molecular level using van der Waals forces. By simply shifting the angle of their toes, geckos can attach and release in milliseconds, allowing them to sprint across smooth glass like it's solid ground. No eyelids, no problem, geckos don't blink. Instead, a clear window protects their eyes, and they clean it with a quick lick of their tongue, a surprisingly adorable sight. Chirps, clicks, and escapes. Unlike most lizards, geckos talk. Their chirps and clicks are used to defend territory and find mates, and if danger strikes, they can drop their tail, leaving it wriggling behind as the perfect distraction. A new one will grow back later. Meet the gecko stars. Tokai. Gecko. Bright blue body with fiery orange spots. Loud, bold, and not afraid to make itself heard. Native to Southeast Asia and famous for its tukay call echoing through humid nights. Common house gecko. Small, pale, and perfectly adapted to human spaces. You'll often spot them near lights, ambushing insects drawn to the glow. Their soft clicking calls are a familiar nighttime soundtrack in tropical homes. Leopard gecko, a fan favourite in the pet world. Unlike its wall-crawling cousins, it has movable eyelids and no sticky toe pads, so it stays grounded. Native to dry grasslands of Asia, it charms with its spotted skin and gentle personality. Iguanas, the regal herbivores of the tropics. With their jagged spines, powerful tails, and calm, almost ancient presence, iguanas are some of the most majestic lizards on Earth. Native to the lush tropics of Central and South America and the Caribbean, these reptiles have evolved into gentle giants, living proof that not all lizards rely on speed or fangs to thrive. Big, bold, and built for the sun. Iguanas are true heavyweights of the lizard world. A fully grown green iguana can stretch over 1.5 meters, or about 5 feet, from nose to tail and weigh nearly 9 kilograms. Their strong legs and whip-like tails aren't just for show. Those tails can deliver a serious defensive strike if needed. Running down their backs is a line of spiky crests, like nature's crown. These crests don't just look cool, they help absorb heat, make iguanas appear larger to predators, and play a role in social displays. Under their chins, a large flap of skin called a dewlap acts like a built-in flag. Males extend it to impress mates or warn rivals, creating dramatic, almost theatrical postures. Leaf-loving lizards. Unlike many of their carnivorous cousins, iguanas are dedicated vegetarians. They feast on leaves, flowers, and fruit, spending their days basking in the sun to fuel the slow digestion of fibrous plants. Juveniles might snack on the occasional insect, but adults stick almost entirely to greens. Their plant-based lifestyle supports entire ecosystems. By eating and passing seeds, iguanas help forests regenerate and flourish. A long, peaceful life. With the right conditions, iguanas can live 15 to 20 years in captivity, and many thrive for nearly a decade in the wild. Their calm demeanour and impressive appearance have made them icons of tropical wildlife, and for some, popular exotic pets, though they require serious care. Iguana icons. Green iguana. These arboreal acrobats rule the rainforest canopy. Their colours range from bright green to orange, and when threatened, they can drop from treetops into rivers below, swimming away to safety with ease. Marine iguana. Straight out of a fantasy novel, these Galapagos natives are the only lizards on Earth that forage in the sea. They dive into cold Pacific waters to graze on algae, then bask like little solar panels to warm up again. And yes, they sneeze out salt through special nasal glands. Dragon desert iguana. Built for heat, these sleek lizards thrive in the scorching deserts of the American Southwest. While other animals hide at midday, desert iguanas keep going, munching on leaves and flowers under the relentless sun. Their pale, patterned skin blends perfectly into the sandy landscape. Why iguanas fascinate us. Whether basking in treetops, swimming in the sea, or roaming the desert, iguanas carry a quiet power. They don't chase, they endure. They've adapted to some of the planet's harshest and most beautiful environments with elegance, strength, and a calm that commands respect. Skinks, nature's sleek underground specialists. At first glance, a skink might make you do a double take. With their smooth, shining bodies and often tiny or even missing limbs, these lizards look like something between a snake and a salamander. But don't be fooled. Skinks are their own extraordinary story, a family of over 1,500 species that have mastered life just below the surface. A body built for burrowing. Unlike the rough, spiky skin of iguanas or agamas, skinks wear a polished, metallic coat of tightly overlapping scales. This slick armour lets them glide through soil, sand and leaf litter like living bullets. Their limbs tell another story of adaptation. Some skinks still have short, sturdy legs, but many have shrunken vestigial limbs, and some have lost them entirely, evolving into smooth, snake-like forms perfect for swimming through the earth. This transformation has made them incredibly efficient burrowers and masters of hidden spaces. Life in the shadows. Skinks aren't flashy extroverts. Most prefer the quiet life, under rocks, inside logs, or beneath layers of sand. This semi-subterranean lifestyle protects them from predators, keeps them cool, and allows them to thrive in environments that many other reptiles would avoid. When it comes to food, they're opportunists, feasting on insects, spiders, snails, and sometimes adding flowers, berries, or leaves to the menu. Skink superstars. Blue-tongued skink. These chunky Australian natives are hard to miss. When threatened, they unleash a surprise, flattening their bodies, hissing loudly, and flashing a brilliant cobalt blue tongue. That sudden burst of colour startles predators, giving them a moment to escape. Five-lined skink. A North American classic famous for the bright blue tails of its youngsters. That tail isn't just for show, it's a decoy. If a predator grabs it, the tail detaches and wriggles away, letting the skink vanish into the undergrowth. As they grow older, their tails fade, but their agility remains unmatched. Sand skink. In the sandy pine scrub of Florida lives a true burrowing specialist. With a wedge-shaped head and almost useless limbs, the sand skink swims through sand like water, leaving barely a trace on the surface. It spends nearly its entire life underground, hidden from the world. Quiet masters of survival, skinks don't roar, display bright crests or patrol treetops, but their success speaks volumes. By embracing life underground and reshaping their bodies for a hidden world, they've become one of the most widespread and adaptable lizard families on the planet. Sleek, secretive, and surprisingly diverse, skinks remind us that sometimes the most incredible survival stories happen out of sight. Anoles, the flashy little chameleons of the Americas. In the warm forests of the Americas, from the humid Caribbean islands to the leafy backyards of the southern United States, lives a group of small lizards with big personalities. Meet the anoles, tiny acrobats, quick climbers, and masters of visual communication. Built for speed and the vertical world. Anoles are small, slender, and lightning fast, darting across branches and walls with ease. Thanks to their microscopic toe pads, they can cling to glass, leaves and tree trunks like tiny superheroes. What's even more impressive, they evolved this climbing ability entirely on their own, separate from geckos. Masters of colour change. Much like chameleons, many anoles can shift their skin colour, but not just to blend in. Their hues tell a story. Temperature, darker shades help them soak up warmth. Mood and social signals. Bright greens often mean confidence or courtship, while browns and greys can reflect stress, submission, or changing surroundings. This isn't camouflage alone, it's communication in living colour. The dewlap, nature's neon billboard. Their secret weapon lies beneath the throat, a bright, expandable flap of skin called the dewlap. When a male anole flashes his dewlap, it's like flipping on a neon sign. Back off, a warning to rival males. Look at me, a showy display to impress nearby females. I dare you, an attempt to intimidate predators. Each species has its own signature dewlap colour, from fiery reds to sunny yellows, turning these tiny lizards into living signals in the treetops. Famous faces of the anole world green anole, Anolis carolinensis. The classic American chameleon. Bright emerald one moment, earthy brown the next. Males show off with a brilliant pink-red dewlap. Once the undisputed king of southern gardens, they now rule the upper branches. Brown anole, Anolis sagre. An aggressive newcomer from the Caribbean, tough, adaptable, and thriving in human-altered habitats, brown anoles have spread fast across Florida and beyond. Their arrival has pushed native green anoles higher into the canopy, a real-time example of evolution and competition at work. Tiny lizards, big stories. Anoles may be small, but their colour shifts. Territorial dances and flashing dewlaps make them some of the most charismatic reptiles in the Americas. Agile, adaptive, and full of attitude, these little chameleons have turned backyards and forests alike into vibrant stages for survival and communication. Chameleons, nature's colour-changing snipers. High in the sun-drenched forests of Africa and Madagascar lives a family of reptiles unlike any other. With turreted eyes, zygodactyl feet, and tongues that shoot like living harpoons, chameleons have evolved into some of the most extraordinary hunters and communicators on Earth. Colour change, a living mood ring. Chameleons are famous for blending into their surroundings, but that's only half the story. Their colour shifts are a language. Bright patterns signal dominance, aggression, or courtship. Muted shades show calmness or submission. Dark colours help soak up the morning sun, while pale tones keep them cool at midday. Beneath their skin, layers of pigment cells and reflective nanocrystals rearrange to create these dazzling displays, faster than you can blink. Eyes that work like radars. A chameleon's eyes are a marvel of evolution. Each one sits in a turret and moves independently, giving them a full 360-degree view without turning their heads. But when prey is spotted, both eyes lock in, switching to binocular mode with pinpoint accuracy. This dual vision system lets them judge distance perfectly before they strike. The tongue, a biological crossbow. Forget speed limits. A chameleon's tongue can launch out up to twice its body length in a fraction of a second. Powered by a spring-like accelerator mechanism, the tongue shoots forward and the sticky, suction cup tip snatches the target mid-air. For unsuspecting insects, there's no escape. Feet like clamps, tails like anchors. Life in the trees requires precision. Their feet act like natural tongs, with 2 toes on one side and 3 on the other, perfect for gripping twigs. Their prehensile tails work like a 5th limb, anchoring them securely as they stalk or stay motionless in the canopy breeze. Icons of the chameleon world. Veiled chameleon, Chamaeleo calyptratus. With its tall, helmet-like crest, this Middle Eastern native channels water droplets straight to its mouth. It's hardy, adaptable, and a favourite among reptile keepers. Rainbow panther chameleon, Furcifer pardalis. The showstopper of Madagascar. Each region produces males with their own dazzling locale of colours: electric blues, fiery reds, neon greens. Their dramatic displays make them living rainbows with attitude. Pygmy chameleons, Brachysia species, tiny, ground-dwelling masters of disguise. Some are so small they could perch on a matchstick, brown, leaf-shaped, and perfectly camouflaged. They vanish into the forest floor like fallen twigs brought to life. The ambush artists of the tropics, chameleons, are more than colour shifters. They are precision hunters, signallers, and tree dwellers sculpted by evolution. From the smallest pygmy to the radiant panther, every movement, hue, and flick of the tongue tells a story, one of survival, stealth, and spectacular adaptation. Monitor lizards, the apex titans of the reptile world. Across scorching savannas, steamy jungles, and island coastlines, a powerful lineage of reptiles still rules. Meet the monitor lizards, ancient hunters with brains, brawn, and bite. With their keen senses and fearless attitudes, these reptiles dominate wherever they roam. Built for power. Monitor lizards are living tanks, muscular bodies built for strength, sharp claws for digging, climbing, and tearing, long whip-like tails that can balance, propel through water, or deliver a painful strike. From tiny tree climbers to island giants, they're designed to move fast, strike hard, and survive. The tongue that tastes the air like snakes, monitors constantly flick their forked tongues, sampling invisible scent trails. The tongue gathers particles from the air, then presses them against the Jacobson's organ, a special sensory structure on the roof of the mouth. This system acts like a biological radar, allowing monitors to detect prey, rivals, or carrion from astonishing distances, even before they see it. Brains behind the brawn. Monitors aren't just brutes, they're thinkers. They solve problems to reach food. Some species have shown signs of cooperative hunting. They learn, adapt, and remember. This rare mix of intelligence and raw power puts them in a league of their own among reptiles. Masters of land and water. Many monitors are expert swimmers. Their tails flatten like oars, propelling them effortlessly through rivers, mangroves, and estuaries. This aquatic ability lets them escape danger, hunt fish, and travel far beyond their territories. Legends of the Monitor clan. Komodo dragon, Varanus komodoensis, the undisputed heavyweight champion, up to 3 meters long and 90 kilograms in weight, endemic to a few Indonesian islands. A patient ambush predator capable of taking down deer, pigs, and even water buffalo. Once thought to kill with bacteria, we now know Komodos wield venom that thins blood and induces shock, a silent weapon hidden in their jaws. Nile monitor, Varanus niloticus, Africa's aquatic hunter, sleek, spotted, and always near water. It swims like a pro and raids crocodile nests with cunning tactics. It eats everything, from fish to eggs to small mammals. In some places, Nile monitors even work in pairs. One distracts a nesting crocodile while the other raids its eggs. Asian water monitor, Varanus salvator, the sleek swimmer of South and Southeast Asia, second only to the Komodo in size, reaching up to 3 meters. Thrives in mangroves, wetlands, and even cities, highly aquatic, with flattened tails built for speed in water. These adaptable giants are often seen gliding through canals or lurking near villages, perfectly at home in both wild and urban environments. Ancient, intelligent, unstoppable monitor lizards are more than relics of a prehistoric world. They're evolution's apex strategists. They sniff the air like detectives, stalk like panthers, and strike like lightning. From Komodo's volcanic isles to the Nile's riverbanks, these reptiles remain kings of their domain, proof that true power comes from both instinct and intellect. Are gamers and dragons, spiky show-offs of the old world. Across sun-baked deserts, rugged savannas, and forested edges of Africa, Asia, and Australia, a group of lizards rules the stage, not through stealth, but through spectacle. Meet the agamids, rough-scaled, territorial, and dramatic. With their spines, push-ups, and sudden flashes of colour, they're the performers of the reptile world. Built like dragons. Forget smooth skin. These lizards wear armour. Their bodies are wrapped in keeled and spiny scales, giving many species a rugged dragon-like look. This isn't just for show. It makes them harder for predators to swallow. It blends them into rocky or sandy terrain, and it amplifies their visual displays, making every head bob count. Communication is a performance. Agamids speak a silent language of movement and colour. Head bobbing, slow nods can signal submission, while rapid bobs are bold territorial challenges. Push-ups, males flex their strength by doing rhythmic reptile workouts to impress mates and warn rivals. Colour shifts, many males light up in temporary bursts of brilliant hues, a visual shout across the landscape. Every movement is deliberate, evolved over millennia to avoid fights, attract partners, and claim territory. Masters of two worlds. While many agamids dash across open ground, others take to the trees with ease. From scorching deserts to woodland canopies, they adapt to a wide range of habitats, always ready to display when the moment comes. Iconic Old World dragon's bearded dragon, Pagona viticeps. Australia's most famous lizard. Their signature move, puffing up a spiky black beard under the throat, a signal of dominance or defence. Calm and intelligent, they have also become beloved pets worldwide. Frilled lizard, Chlamydosaurus kingi. The ultimate drama king. When danger looms, this arboreal lizard erupts, mouth agape, frill spread wide, hissing and towering on two legs. That sudden transformation is enough to stop predators in their tracks. Red-headed rock agama, agama. The artists of the savannah. During breeding season, males turn into living mosaics, fiery red heads, deep blue bodies perched proudly on rocks or walls. With push-ups and vivid colours, they stake out their turf for all to see. Why they stand out? Agamas and dragons don't rely on stealth. They rely on style. Their bodies are canvases, their movements are language, and their colours are weapons. In the old world, dominance isn't whispered, it's performed. Glass lizards, the snakes that aren't. They slither through tall grass and glide across the forest floor like serpents, but these creatures aren't snakes at all. Meet the glass lizards, legless lizards that blur the line between two worlds. Belonging to the family Anguidae, these remarkable reptiles are a masterclass in evolutionary mimicry. Snake look, lizard identity. At first glance, you'd swear they were snakes. Their long, slender bodies and smooth, flowing movements are almost identical. They move using side-to-side undulations, weaving through soil, grass, or leaf litter with ease. But look a little closer, and their true lizard nature is revealed. They blink. Glass lizards have movable eyelids, something snakes completely lack. They have ears, tiny external ear openings just behind the eyes, unlike the sealed heads of snakes. These two simple clues give away the disguise. Glass tails, a shattering escape. Their name comes from their remarkable defense mechanism. When caught, they can drop their tail, but with a twist. The tail can break into multiple wriggling pieces like shattered glass. This writhing distraction gives the lizard precious seconds to flee. Because their tails can make up 2/3 of their total length, the illusion is dramatic. The tail eventually regrows, but it's usually shorter and smoother than the original. Rigid bodies, different diets. Unlike snakes, glass lizards have less flexible spines. They can't expand their ribs to swallow large prey, and their movement is slightly stiffer. Their diet is mostly small insects, snails and slugs, not oversized meals. Think of them as the undercover foragers of the reptile world. Notable glass lizards. European glass lizard, Pseudopusapodus. Up to 1.2 meters long, one of the largest legless lizards. Tiny vestigial hind limb flaps near the vent, evolutionary leftovers. Found across southern Europe and Central Asia, this Sheltopusic is a powerful hunter of snails and beetles. Slender glass lizard, Ophisaurus attenuatus, narrow and striped, easily mistaken for a snake in US grasslands and sandhills. A secretive burrower, spending much of its life beneath the surface. Its ultra-fragile tail is a prime example of the glass effect. Why? They're so fascinating. Glass lizards are living proof that evolution can take different paths to similar results. They look like snakes. They move like snakes. But they aren't snakes. They're lizards in disguise, quietly thriving in fields, forests, and underfoot, often unnoticed. Lizards, a living tapestry of evolution and ecology. From the towering Komodo dragon to the delicate pygmy chameleon, lizards embody one of the most spectacular examples of evolutionary creativity on Earth. Across deserts, rainforests, grasslands, coastlines, and even bustling cities, they've adapted to thrive in almost every terrestrial environment imaginable, exploring groups like geckos, iguanas, skinks, anoles, chameleons, monitor lizards, and glass lizards reveals a breathtaking range of specializations. Geckos and anoles cling to walls and ceilings with microscopic precision. Chameleons use shifting skin crystals to communicate and regulate their temperature. Skinks and glass lizards streamline their bodies to swim through sand and soil. Monitor lizards dominate as apex predators, blending power with intelligence. Each lineage tells a different chapter in the story of adaptation, proof that evolution doesn't follow a single path, but many. Ecological importance. Quiet architects of balance. Lizards are far more than evolutionary curiosities. They are key players in ecosystems across the world. Natural pest control. Many species feast on insects and invertebrates, keeping populations in check. House geckos, for example, are nighttime guardians against mosquitoes and pests in tropical homes. Vital food sources. Lizards sit at the center of countless food webs, sustaining birds, snakes, and mammals. Biodiversity indicators. Their diversity and sensitivity to habitat changes make them excellent gauges of environmental health. A living legacy. The world of lizards is a vivid reminder of nature's boundless ingenuity. Their shapes, colors, and behaviors are not random. They are finely tuned responses to the challenges of survival. As agile hunters, stealthy climbers, brilliant communicators, and ecological stabilizers, lizards hold a crucial place in the natural world. Protecting their habitats means preserving not just a single group of reptiles, but entire ecosystems that depend on them. Their story is still unfolding, a living testament to the power of evolution and the resilience of life itself.
And before we wrap up, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give us a like, share this with your friends, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below.